Hey everyone, thanks for watching the CB vlog right here on YouTube. If you like what you see, you know how to help out. Go down, hit subscribe, leave a little comment down below. Really helps us out. If you really want to do some the extra mile, go the extra mile there, you can go check out our Patreon at patreon.com/commandersbrew. Help us make the show, get in on helping us actually create the deck lists and the deck text that you see. We just be very grateful, and there's lots of cool stuff you can get in on. All right, but without further ado, let's start talking about today's main topic. And today's topic is Brawl.
Brawl.
It's back, baby.
Yeah. You are probably familiar. Arena just released a Brawl event not too long ago, about a week ago or so. And we got a chance for a small entry fee, to just play unlimited Brawl, making decks, just trying whatever we wanted. I mean, you got to own the cards on Arena, so you got to probably spend some wild cards, but it was a really fun event.
It is a fun event, and because of that, and because of the kind of promotion they ran with the Brawl events that happened in stores, where if you got in there and you got some kind of code where you go on Arena and you could cash it in for 4 key Brawl cards like Arcane Signet and some of the other ones. I don't
Some of the
remember.
other ones.
I don't know. I didn't play it. I didn't really see it. I saw it and I was like, oh, just those 4? Okay, never mind.
I mean, the tough part for Arena, that's a tough sell, because Arcane Signet is a common on Arena. So we all got a million common wild cards.
Not a big deal. Exactly. No. So yeah, but because of that, and I mean, that being said, it was I think it's a good little promotion, still a cool thing. I wanted to chat in, do a little check-in on Brawl, right? It's because of the push, because of the precons, I feel like there's a little bit of a resurgence. I feel like more people are going, okay, I'll check it out again, because the commanders are really cool. There was a lot of controversy around the precons as far as scarcity and price goes. That seemed to have settled down quite a bit. The last we talked about it was before it was released, and we were seeing outrageous prices for some of the cards in there. Again, that has settled down quite a bit now, where we're seeing more reasonable prices, especially based on how much the precons cost. But I want to talk about the format. I want to talk about the precons. I want to do a little bit of a catch-all here and talk about Brawl. So where are we thinking the format is at? We got 2 things to talk about: Arena and in paper. Let's talk about Arena quickly. That event that went on, the Brawl event, and how a Brawl will be. It's supposedly soon to be fully integrated, because right now I had trouble finding where I could just build a Brawl deck in the program.
Yeah, you have to go. It's not obvious when you build a new deck from the home page. Yeah. There's a little glowy pull down of what format are you brewing for. Yeah, but you have to scroll down to get to Brawl.
You scroll down inside of that little
inside
thing.
Of that. It's not
I just
obvious.
Saw whatever whatever. And
or standard, right?
I was like, what? I can't.
But but you have to also know that, are you brewing regular Brawl or friendly Brawl? Because if you're brewing friendly Brawl, that's the same as historic Brawl, where you get to use all of the cards that Arena has access to.
Why do they
but
change?
If you... I don't, and
that's
we're
not
talking
Brawl.
about Brawl.
Brawl is standard only.
We're talking about Arena and its flaws. That could be a whole other blog topic, but we're just here to say what's going on. I'm just telling you what it is.
Okay, so obviously some issues there. Obviously a few issues there. Let's just not call that Brawl. Let's just go ahead and call it I don't know, anything else. Historic Brawl. Maybe that's a better name for it, considering it's using the historic
or how
card
about
pool.
Arena Commander?
Sure. I mean, 60 cards still. I mean, anyways, look. Okay, that's a big thing. So apparently you can just build a Brawl deck. I couldn't find out how to do that. I just went inside the event and did it. And I will say that as far as the meta goes inside of that, it's first of all, just to let everyone know who maybe they don't play on Arena. Maybe you own a Mac, because you can't play on Arena yet if you have that. If you only are running your Mac OS, it's just 1-on-1. It's just 1v1 currently. So it is as far from Commander as you can get while still having a command zone.
Sure.
It's 60 cards. Yes, it's still singleton, but it's a limited card pool. It's standard only, and it's 1v1. So it's pretty different still. It's still pretty different even from 1v1 Commander, just because of the you're only playing with 60 cards or whatever. But it's quite different, and I found that really it wasn't that different than playing Standard. What do you think? You played a little bit, right?
I did play a little bit, and I do think it did feel different than Standard to me. I do, because Standard is largely solved. It's very Oko these days.
That's
right?
what I thought about Brawl when I was playing.
Yeah, and so but I didn't find that. I came in late to the event. I didn't get to play right when it started. I heard that at the beginning, a lot of people were just I'm going to do Gadwick the Wizard, and those advisors, six, just 24 of those advisors, and just mill everybody out. And then when I'm out of advisors, I'll cast Gadwick to draw more cards, and then just mill everyone a bunch more. I think I saw one deck like that, and I saw one Oko. I actually saw people trying to have fun with it. And since the way the event was set up, you had that small entry fee to get in, but then you could play unlimited time. So it was very, if I didn't want to play Oko, I could very easily be oh, is that Oko? Cool, quit. I'll just start a new one. That was very easy.
I like that.
No problem. And I felt so the deck that I kind of put together was the Niv Mizzet Perun one.
Oh, cool.
I wanted to use Niv Mizzet Perun and the 6-mana Chandra that can't be countered as my win cons.
Nice.
So just a lot of control-y type of stuff. And I found that games were very interesting.
Cool.
Because it's singleton. That once I deal with this threat, it's dealt with. Unless something crazy happens, right? Unless some weird recursion. The games came down, every turn, the game swung, I found. There were certainly games where it's we can tell in 2 turns that this is basically over.
Yeah.
But that happens in anything. But I generally thought it was super fun to play. Every deck and game was quite interesting and quite different. I bet you people will solve it eventually, but it seemed like people were just trying stuff out and having a ton of fun. It seemed like it was in a great place.
It seems like because you came in later, maybe people were sort of done playing with their ultra competitive, the deck for the format,
because they just wanted to crank wins.
Yeah, which seemed like it was just Oko. From what I've been reading and from what I experienced a little bit. I didn't play a ton. I will be fair, but I read a lot of the the subreddits. People were talking about it and stuff. I made a mono green. Mono green is for some reason always what I go to with the singleton format on Arena.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I made a questing beast. Because he's a legendary, and I forgot about that. So yeah, and it's just it's pretty fast and it's mana rampy and just classic mono green really.
Green's fast.
It was a lot of fun to play. I did every single game get questing beast was just an elk, every single game basically, which feels bad and it's kind of against the if you're running a creature and they play Oko, you don't have a commander.
I know.
You don't have one. So that sucks. There are some issues, right? I do think that because of that, because it's a 1v1 format, it's pretty different than multiplayer. And I think that they do need to address some bans. I think they do. I do think Oko should probably be banned.
Yeah, they pre-banned Sorcerer's Spyglass.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
Because
since you can see the command zone, you basically get to say Sorcerer's Spyglass, naming your commander.
Yeah.
But that's sort of what Oko does anyway.
Agreed.
So I don't it seems fair to ban Oko.
Yeah, I think so. And that's kind of the only thing I would consider, just because it seemed like other than that, the decks themselves, even the Oko decks themselves were kind of varied. And if I didn't play Oko the commander, I played against a green-blue X deck, whether it was just I played against a Kiora deck that certainly did get Oko out, but against a Yarok deck that had Oko in it. You know what I mean? It was they're all there. But those decks at least look like they were trying to do other things. So yeah, I think there's some promise there. I think there definitely is, and I like what you experienced is always good. Is that if you play right away on Arena, you're going to play against people just trying to beat it as fast as they can, and then eventually those people go away, they go back to Standard, and then people like us get to play around with silly decks and try some stuff out. So that and it is legit fun when that happens.
So moving forward, they're gonna release Brawl. As I read, like through subreddits and things like that. I'm not getting this from the source, but I heard that they're going to release it every Wednesday. So you're going to be able to play Brawl on Wednesdays only moving forward. Like it's sort of like a 1 day a week thing, which seems very peculiar to me.
That's strange. Why not just have it be a format you can play? I guess you can if like you just play against your friend or whatever.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like you know, to all of you who are in our Discord or whatever, like let's put up our arena like number. You have to put your number. Like I am #1632 Sean T or whatever it is. Like put that in our Discord. Maybe we'll make a channel for Discord Brawl. So like make and why don't we could even say. I mean, idea is just hatching right now, but maybe we'll say like no Oko decks. Like this is only for fun, and maybe open up friendly Brawl. Like open up all the whole set of cards. Like make it as close to Commander as possible.
I think that's a great idea, and
because you don't have to wait till Wednesdays. You can do that anytime you want with direct challenge. So let's get in the Discord, and if anyone's like wants to play each other, let's just have a couple messages and get on there.
Sounds great. So check out our Discord for that. If you're not a member of the Patreon, you can go do that and then get access to our Discord channel. Paper Brawl is something I haven't had a ton of experience with, but I know like there have been events at the Command Fests and things like that, and in upcoming Command Fests and things like that. So I'm anxious to hear about that. This is just kind of a call to if you've been out there and you've been playing some Brawl in person, in paper, in a multiplayer setting. What has been your experience? I know previously when we had that format, I actually thought it was good. I played some multiplayer Brawl with some people. This was like when it first started. And while I did think that because there's a smaller pool of commanders you can choose from, the popular commanders you see even more. Like we have popular commanders in Commander, obviously. And you'll see, obviously, like especially after like a precon comes out, you're going to see a lot of those precon commanders. When it comes to Brawl format, one of the things I did find is like, like back when Dominaria was the thing and it's first started, it's like, oh yeah, everyone had like the vampire deck, the life gain vampire deck. Like that was, everyone just had one of, like most people had that deck or something close to it. I wonder what it is this time. I'm imagining it's Simic something. Yarok seems like it might be a pretty popular and good commander for Brawl. So let us know. Actually, I'm looking for some input from you, the listeners out there, whether it's on our YouTube, the comments, or checking out us on Twitter at Commanders Brew. Would love to hear from you guys. Now that that's done, let's just quickly talk about the precons and how we feel, where we've landed on them, cards, prices. What do you think? Collector's edition, pack openings, because that's how they're also getting fed into the pool. I have got to say, like, because I think the precon prices for the actual decks themselves are still stupid. I think it's like $10 too much American, which means $20 too much Canadian. They should be $20. I shouldn't be paying more than that for these precons. I just honestly, I don't want to pay that much. So, anyways, but given what they are, given what I can see in the decks, and given how much people are paying for them, I think that like the costs for these commanders is pretty fair. It seems like the prices have settled in a way that I think they're not the worst. What do you think?
I'm just looking through at the commanders from them.
Yeah.
The commanders are between $8 and $9 USD, except for the Knights one. The Knights one's $5. No one likes the Knights one.
Yeah.
And the Arcane Signet is just under $10 right now. So you can get arguably like that makes sense from an economics point of view. If we feel these are worth $20, then the cards we care about are worth $20. Like the cards that we don't care about are worth sort of zero.
Yeah.
I know that's not literally true, but like I it's the same. I only want 2 cards out of each deck anyway. So
well, you're probably gonna want 3 cards just because you also get a shock land in all of them.
Right? Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
So the way it looks it looks to me, and I think this is how all of them work out. The commander's $10, the signet is $10, the shockland is $10, and then you've got another like $15-ish of value to play with across all the decks. So like for example, in the fairy deck, the Esper one, you've got a Smothering Tides in there that's like $8 or $7 or something, and then you've got Shimmer Dragon, right? and Kaya's Wrath is like $2, things like that. So you've got two other like lower under $10 cards, but more than $5 in the Savage Hunter one and the Jund one. It's not as concentrated. It's across a few other cards. Like you've got a Priest of Forgotten Gods and like a Chittering Witch. Those are like each like $2. That one actually has a lot. Yeah, that one's got quite a bit less. So Corvold's a bit more. It's weird how this has to like it works out, right? Like it's strange.
I mean, I still don't think like because I'm looking at a couple of like
Knight of Ebon Legion is in the Knights one. It's like I'm a commander player. I don't care about that card really. You know, a 1-drop. You know what I mean? Like so, I'm not enticed to buy that one at all. Right. I'm more enticed to buy that the fairies one, Smothering Tithe and Shimmer Dragon are great commander cards, right? Like I'm very interested in those commander cards, but none of the other ones really do it for me. Steelbane Hydra is the one where you can pay 2 and a green, remove a +1/+1 counter, and destroy an artifact or enchantment from the Hydra, the turtle guy. Like that's a good commander card. I'm interested in that. It's $5 currently in the Wild Bounty deck, the Bant one. So what do you think as far as buying a precon goes? So they're about what? I think they're what, $39? They're like $29.99 if you buy them at like Target and Walmart and stuff.
Yeah, I'm checking out some like we're looking at paying about between 40 and 50 Canadian to get them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels bad. Like the tough part for me is I'm probably not looking to play a lot of paper Brawl.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't so I would only be buying these for singles especially. I don't mind buying a commander precon. I know that there's a lot of cards in a commander precon that I don't really have a ton of use for, but that's kind of a full thing on its own, and they all kind of like play together nicely. Not that these don't either, but I don't know. It feels like this is, I can't put my finger on it. I just feel bad about it. I feel like these have been upped way too much above MSRP, if that even exists anymore, and I feel bad.
Yeah. I gotta say, I guess I'm not wowed by the like original cards they came up with. Like I said, I like the Hydra and I like the Dragon, and that's kind of it. Some of the other ones are pretty like they're kind of like
a sack outlet one. There's like a green black sack outlet-y type of one.
There's the Fairy Formation one. Create a fairy and draw a card. Like that card's fine.
That's
not
fine.
Exciting or anything. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, So from where we were talking about prices, and we were kind of like worried about that and upset about it. Now that everything's settled, and it's still not something where I'm like, aha, prices have settled, I'm gonna pick up my Brawl stuff.
Well, I don't think they've settled the way I hoped they would.
Oh, really?
Like I was under the impression that they were like, our first print run is a limited print run, so of course you're going to pay a lot more for these because supply and demand. But once we get another next shipment in, things will go down. And I guess they did, but they didn't go down to where, like, it's the same as a commander precon, but it's half the size.
Yeah, it's half the
and
it's
I'm getting half.
Too,
yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like this should be. I don't know. Am I jaded? If you're gonna print something in a quote unquote unlimited print run, it should be like, what do you think that like? What did they say this was? $20 a deck. Was their aim. Then like print it until it's worth $20 a deck. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm bothered.
Yeah, it does seem like they missed that, right? Like if their aim was to make this $20, you didn't get there.
No.
And like according to these like the deck lists that we're seeing, like $58.97 in paper for like the Jund one. But if you do like the old professor thing where you're talking about cards that are over $1, there's only like, I don't know, maybe 10 cards over $1, and a lot of them are like $1.22 for Krenko and like $1.26 for Judith. Like, I don't want to come at it from strictly a price point of view. I don't want to come at it strictly money, right? Like that's like obviously like the money part of it isn't we're not super stoked about. But I'm also like a little like bummed about the actual construction of some of them. Like for example, one thing I noticed was that the Bant one, there's only 5 white cards in the whole thing.
I didn't take a close enough look.
And 3 of them are double white.
Wow.
So Parhelion 2, Time Wipe, and Forbidding Spirit are all double white cards. Then you have Flower/Flourish. Flower and Flourish? I don't know. Anyways, that has white in it, and then Prison Realm has white, and that's it. And obviously Tulane, but I'm not counting Tulane because he wouldn't. Like, this should have maybe just been a Simic deck, but they were like, I guess let's add a color to make this guy better because he's not good enough. So yeah, overall, I'm not gonna buy these decks. I might pick up a couple singles from them, and that's what I would suggest that people do.
Wait a second. What were the white cards? Flower, Flourish, Parhelion, Prison Realm, and what?
Forbidding Spirit.
Forbidding Spirit. Forbidding Spirit's the only one that works with Tulane, like returning a target creature to its owner's hand. The other ones, you can't even, they don't even match. Like, I wouldn't put those in. I would want to put white cards with ETB abilities.
White, very well known for its ETB abilities. Very well known for its blink ability, right? White's usually a color you really want if you're going with that strategy. But really, really left out here. Not really something that they, I don't know. Anyways, they don't want to like rag on it too hard or anything, because there are some positive things, right? The commanders are fun. Some of the cards are great, like that Hydra, like that Shimmering Dragon, you know. Yeah, but I mean, I'm getting the feeling that like with this and now with like Pioneer, like, ooh man, I'm getting a little like, guys, slow down, you know, a little bit, you know.
I'm feeling a bit panicked at the accessibility of our format.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like accessibility, like, you can start to play Commander very cheap. We've proven this time and time again.
Yes.
But it sucks when fun new toys come out and the expectation, we've covered this already, they just set expectations poorly. They're like, yeah, these should be about $20 a piece. Boom, $60 a piece. It's like, what are you doing to us?
What are you doing to us, Wizards Plus? Yeah, so but I think like with a lot of things, like it's going to be just more worth it to just, like, for established players to just pick up some singles. You're going to save a lot of money that way. And if you're looking to actually get into Brawl itself as a format, I think that they're probably decent starts. But again, I might just say, like, just do a couple drafts. And if you don't have time for that, obviously these are a good option. But if you're a person who's out drafting and you know, you're playing games at your LGS and things like that, and like, you can pick up the majority of these decks, the commons and uncommons, for nothing, and then, you know, buy the 2 or 3 rares that you want. And you can find some, like, I'm sure you can find some sort of bulk rares from standard that are actually good in these sets. I'm kind of like wondering why they didn't include a lot of things, but overall, I'm not gonna buy them. But some of the singles are good, and the commanders I think are all good. So
yeah, the commanders are worth it.
The commanders are pretty worth it, yeah. And I like that, like, the night one is only $6. Like, that's good. It should be a bit less maybe, but yeah, I think it might be less over time. Anyways, thanks for watching this episode of the CB vlog. Talking about Brawl. We'll do even more check-ins on Brawl as the format you know, evolves and changes. But yeah, to keep up to date on that stuff, hit subscribe and come on back and see us next week. See you then. Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you love what we're doing, consider supporting the show by going to patreon.com/commandersbrew.
And if you want to get any of the cards from our deck list, go to our TCGplayer affiliate link below.
That helps us out too. And for a free way to help us out, consider sharing the show with some friends. Like and subscribe, add a comment or two.
See you later.
Bye.